Live from New York. It's a show that all of a sudden has a huge video of Jalen Hurts just lurking behind the jib.
Smiling.
500-inch monitor.
Oh,
Thank God. Now it's gone. I mean, wild.
Dusty, did you put that up?
I'm sure.
It was to haunt Nick, no question.
My goodness gracious. How are you guys?
Well, you know what? We're on vacation next week, and the week after that, we're going to 3 hours.
Yeah.
I will spend the entire people are like, where are you going on vacation? Nowhere. I'm in the lab getting ready. Brew, are you going on vacation?
I'm not going anywhere.
No.
I'm in the lab getting ready. I'll be all 22. It's predictions week after that.
What are you doing?
Getting my predictions ready.
The correct answer is
You're going to Casino Monte
no.
Carlo? Rolling some dice
in the
on
lab.
the French Riviera?
We're supposed to be in the lab.
Listen, the lab comes with me. But I'm working all the time. I'm doing media beefs in the morning while you guys are making bacon and eggs.
A3.
I had to have I had to talk on the phone with Florio today. He was so mad at me. He was like, if we're actually friends, you have my number. I'm like, okay, I call your bluff, sir, and I called him.
Florio.
Florio.
Getting calls from Nick Wright. Overrated. Today will be something.
Yeah.
We start in the room where it happens. The Ravens have the #1 QB room, according to Mike Clay's positional group rankings, which do take into account backups.
Oh, yeah. That's what this is about.
But that's what it's a QB room.
Sure.
Really?
I mean,
I know he does, but really,
I mean,
do we really
for
care
some
about the
teams
backup?
it matters, not for the top of the league. But go ahead.
This is one of the few rankings that has Jalen Hurts top 5 after Tanner McKee's great game. Ravens,
It's
Bills,
'cause of
Chiefs,
McKee, right?
Bengals, Eagles, Commanders, Chargers, 49ers, bro.
Yeah.
Number 8.
Nick
Mac
didn't
Jones
say that
bump.
in the meeting.
Buccaneers, and then the Lions.
I bet you it is a little Mac Jones bump.
A little bit. No, I do
They
think the
think
backup
in that-
matters
yeah.
a slight bit.
If you're injured or whatever. Is this disrespectful to Mahomes?
Since we were talking about the backups, let's just the Ravens, Bills, and Chiefs all have backup quarterbacks who've started a bunch of games in this league. So that part's it's Cooper Rush for Baltimore, Mitch Trubisky for Buffalo, and Gardner Minshew, and then your guy Bailey Zappi is third string.
Yeah.
So we can't say this is about the backups because I think most people think Gardner's the best backup of those three. You know what I mean? Not in the whole league, but I'm saying between Trubisky, Bruce guy Cooper Rush.
Sure.
He wasn't saying could do what Dak Prescott did, but other people were saying it 4 years ago.
I have no recollection whatsoever.
So here's the problem. And this is a problem we run into every once in a while.
Okay.
So how do they win these games? Because here's how the Chiefs did in all the other rankings. And we'll show it to you. So, all right, running back 31st.
Yep.
That's a problem. Wide receiver above average, tight end really good, offensive line exactly average, defensive line above average, edge disaster, linebacker, cornerback good, not great, safety disaster. So how do they win? Why are they in every Super Bowl? Why did they have the best record in football last year? Because when you look at Buffalo or Baltimore, which overall roster ranked #1,
right.
Philly, who we're going to talk about in a bit, what you see is a couple little holes and then a bunch of second, first, third, eighth, sixth. So, but the answer is everybody knows how they win. Yes, Andy Reid's great. Listen, a great coach. But they win because they have a good team that plays fundamentally sound football, never, aside from the Super Bowl, gets blown out. And if it's close late, that guy will win you the game. And so, yes, do I think the idea that the Chiefs have the third best quarterback room is disrespectful to Mahomes? I do find it disrespectful to Mahomes.
Look, I am obviously the Ravens guy on the show. I love Lamar, but this is just wrong.
Thank you.
It's like on the
You
Ravens
gotta have.
That's why you got
This is like, and I hate to use this comparison because Nick has made this one, and he is not the James Harden of the NFL. However, it would be like saying James Harden is better than Steph Curry. James Harden has had some phenomenal, now Steph has too, but Harden has had some phenomenal regular seasons.
Yeah.
A lot that have been better than Steph's, but in the playoffs he hasn't gotten it done. Again, I'm not putting Lamar in that category because he's obviously been improving recently in the playoffs, but still, until he gets over the hump. And I actually think, Nick, I've said Mahomes is the best I've ever seen at the quarterback, and I think he'll go down as that. I don't have it off the board that Lamar could actually get close to him historically or catch him. I mean, the Lamar is clearly getting better, it appears. And if he starts racking up some Super Bowl champ wins, then he could
have a resume.
maybe, right.
Yeah, exactly.
But right now, you just can't see it. And I was going the same place Nick did. But in 8 of the 10 categories, the Ravens were ahead of the Chiefs.
Okay.
All right, including quarterback. So if Lamar is indeed the best quarterback, then there's no reason they shouldn't win the Super Bowl this year. Like, they should run away with the Super Bowl. They were overall #1. It says they had the best roster. And I think Mahomes, even as his numbers aren't great, and I've harped on that too, his numbers lately haven't been great, he is the straw that stirs that drink in Kansas City. Even to me, the defense benefits from him because the defense knows, man, if we just keep it, don't get run over, don't give up a ton of points, that guy's going to win the game for us. And that's what he does.
And just to add to that, I think the defense benefits from the fact that other teams panic a bit in their own game plan and the own thing they do because they feel like we can't give the ball back to them. There's different factors of this. Again, none of this applies to Philly, which whooped the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. That's a separate discussion. But when we're talking about the way the teams that they play year in, year out, either the AFC divisional opponents or the other AFC contenders like Baltimore, Buffalo, Cincinnati, that they seem to play every single year and typically at least one of them in the playoffs, they also, you can see them tighten up a bit against Kansas City, and that's a reaction to him. Go, KW. Show the graphic.
I can't wait to see this graphic.
Yeah, and then can I ask, I don't know what the graphic is. Can I make a request?
Nasty work.
Can I make a request?
I feel horrible.
Whatever the...
Hold on. The market just moved. Brew's got to check out.
I'm rich!
Can I just make one request?
Go ahead.
Whatever this graphic is telling us,
I hate this graphic.
Statistically,
you don't hate it.
No, but you have
can't
to
wait
make
to
it.
unveil
So
it.
hold on. Just tell us that you believe it.
Oh, I definitely believe it.
Okay,
and
great.
I hate to say it, you believe it too.
Let me hear it. I don't know what it is.
It's not nice.
Okay.
A lot of these articles that we've been reading in every quarterback ranking, since Mahomes has been the most successful quarterback in the last few years, they're always trying to poke holes in if he's the most successful, why don't you have him at #1? And they kind of always point to the same statistic that we've kind of cooked up.
The deep passing?
The deep passing. So this is air yards per completion last year. Bo Nix was 32. Gardner Minshew was 33. Mac Jones was 34. Patrick Mahomes was 35.
Oh, I don't hate this graphic.
Okay, good.
I mean, that's the when by week 5, you're without your top 3 receivers and you're on your 3rd different left tackle, you by necessity have to turn into a dink and dunk offense. And it is a testament to Mahomes' malleability that even when this was the facts on the ground that he had to work with, they found a way to be as good as they were. This is concerning for players who've never been at the top of this category. So unless, again, unless people believe, and I don't think anyone believes it, Mahomes is not, you know what? He hurt his elbow and didn't tell us about it, and he just doesn't have a strong arm anymore. Like, when we have seen someone be #1 in this category the moment they come into the league, and very good in this category 2 years ago, then I feel like or I guess now it's 3 years ago, the 2022 season, then I feel like that was situational and not because
he himself called it abnormal.
Yeah. But don't you agree, Brew? Like that was the way the Chiefs had to play offense in order to thrive, in order to win games. But it's not because Mahomes can't play a different way.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes, because of his history and what we've seen him do, you don't overreact to something like that.
Go, KW. Okay. What's your take? You had to make the graphic. What's your take?
The wide receivers were banged up. I think a fall to Mac Jones levels was a steep fall.
So right, but but we know that. But what's the?
I need to see this. I need to see him climb this. I need to see him throw the long ball. I am not willing. I'll say it. I think it's probably an oversimplification to say the wide receivers were injured. And that's it.
You add
left tackle.
No, I think it was less about wide receivers being injured and more about not having time to throw, and more to me that is a first cousin of the he got hit more last year than any year of his career, took more sacks. I think it was I don't trust that I'm going to have clean feet and room here, so we're just gonna do that. I think, to me, that's as much as, if anything, of the wide receiver.
I think that's fair.
What trumps that, though, is that they kept winning. Like, that's the bottom line. And it'd be one thing if you could point to other parts of the team that were just awesome. Like if they had a Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley, and even defensively, they didn't have a ton of all-pros or Pro Bowlers or whatever. Then you could say, they're kind of carrying Mahomes. But he still is the engine to that machine.
The same thing.
But the numbers aren't good.
No.
But they're still won 15 games and got to the Super Bowl.
I'm glad everybody likes quarterbacks that win games and don't put up huge stats.
Again,
noted.
Give the take. If you smile at the camera and sip your, if you believe it, give the take.
I'm trying to host the show.
No, you're not. You're
when it comes down to it, I'm just glad that we've established that is important.
Yeah, but here's the difference, because you're talking about your guy Jalen Hurts.
He can't help himself.
The difference is if Mahomes had never put up the circus numbers, then we wouldn't, even with the 3 Super Bowls, we would not regard him as the best quarterback in the league.
If Mahomes,
just like Brady earlier in his career.
We're about to show the Eagles' positional rankings.
Mm-hmm.
If the Chiefs' positional rankings, instead of being littered with 31, 31, 25, was littered with first, second, third, that would also change it. So it is, the similarity is they both won under the circumstances they were dealt. The differences are everything else. That's it.
Defending champs. Stacked, ranking in the top 5 in 6 different positional groups: quarterback, running back, wide receiver, O-line, linebackers, and quarterbacks. Got the 3rd best Super Bowl odds behind the Ravens and the Bills. Brew, are you guaranteeing a successful Eagles season?
No, because what is success?
That's a great question.
To me, success is a Super Bowl.
For them or for anybody?
For them.
Yeah.
When they have to, success is winning the Super Bowl. When you are the defending champions, when you have those rankings that you just showed, you have basically your whole team back, and essentially everybody is in their prime.
Well, whole offense back. The defense, they lost
a few, right. But a few of the guys you expect to actually improve in the defensive backfield. So I'll define it this way, because you may say, good season, 12 wins, the NFC Championship game.
Make fun of him.
I mean, what is going to make you happy at the end of the year? That's success.
That's good.
And if they get to the Super Bowl and lose, they are not going to be happy. That's it. So for them, success is a Super Bowl. I think they have a good chance to do it. I certainly will not guarantee it. We've only had 2 repeat champions this century. So, no, I'm not guaranteeing a successful season.
Go ahead, KW.
They'll be really good in the playoffs,
I think,
and all that.
Getting to the NFC Championship game would be...
How?
Because it would. Here's the argument for it. Let's say, let me paint this scenario.
Sure.
They turn the offense over to Jalen, and he cooks. He throws for 36 touchdowns. They are the 1 seed, unlike last year. They get back to the Super Bowl, and they lose a duel to Josh Allen. Move the Chiefs out of it. You know what I mean? Because that's like a new rivalry thing. Yes, of course, in the days and even weeks after the game, they're devastated. We had a chance to go back-to-back. But do they consider it success that they are now an undoubtable, is that a word? Proven commodity of we are the class of our conference.
Yeah, I buy
We've been to 3 of the last 4 Super Bowls. Our quarterback is that guy. Like, to me, yes, they would be sad.
I agree. Look, when we talk success, I think a player on the worst team in the league, after a few weeks after the season, when he's chilling on a beach with all his millions of dollars, he's like, I get that. I'm talking about on the football field. And the goal is not to be the class of the NFC.
Sure.
The goal is to win as many Super Bowls as you can. And after you've done it, I just don't think losing it is going to satisfy
That makes total sense. But, like, if they lost to the Lions in the NFC Championship game, I don't think it, again,
No.
I don't think they would
They just
bring out the
pounded
Mummer
the
Parade
Chiefs.
out there, obviously. But, like, we are just consistently in the mix. Like, as a Patriots fan, like, we're always in the mix. Not like the Steelers are in the mix.
For young people watching, the Patriots used to be good. Like they had a long stretch of
That was
really,
a
really
decade
good.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's a few gap years. But just constantly,
Yes,
we swim up here. I think that.
But the question is, have the Eagles graduated to the Chiefs level? Which is because what Brew is saying, let's pretend last year the Chiefs weren't going for a three-peat, which kind of compounded how painful that loss was. Last year for me, if the Chiefs go to and lose the Super Bowl this year, it will not feel like success at all. I don't care that they will have gone to 4 straight. You know what I mean? Because, so the question, but the Chiefs right now are the only team I view that way.
You don't think the Eagles are that way?
I don't think.
They've been to 2 of the last 3.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The question is, have they graduated to that level? Because I don't view the Ravens that way. I don't view the Bills that way.
So let's look at the Ravens. I mean, I get it that Lamar hasn't been to a Super Bowl. But if they get to the Super Bowl and lose,
it's a wildly successful year.
Yeah, it's like
what if they don't beat Mahomes? Like say Josh Allen beats Mahomes or somebody
and then
else
they beat they're going to have to beat somebody awesome.
I mean, I get it. I just think, and I agree. The Chiefs are at the top. I would put Philly at
Right
that
there.
tier.
That's what I'm saying. So you're
not
putting them
quite
in
where
that
Philly
tier.
is, but they're on that tier where it's like, I bet you if you ask Jalen Hurts, what is going to be a successful season? It's the Super Bowl.
Well, first he would say success is defined by and then he would maybe answer. Can we show that graphic that we showed again?
Okay, but we got to be careful. We have to have time for your internet.
I understand. This will just take a second.
Okay.
The graphic we started with. This is to me also, because those first 4 things are offense. This is when, and this was actually one of the things I had said that Jalen's mom, when she and I had that conversation before the Super Bowl, said, I was like, listen, did I say your son was the weak link of the Eagles offense? I was like, yes. I was like, but that sounds worse than it means if my belief is they're top 3 in every other thing on offense and they don't have a top 3 quarterback. This is like...
Did that soothe her?
It was a good conversation.
I doubt
it. Was no, but it was. The reason I even said that I was being accused of having said some things I hadn't said. So I was like, I did not say that, but I did say this, and let me explain it. But this is KW. When you get frustrated at some of the Jalen conversation, this graphic is what is used against him. Like, yeah, he's really good, but he is not like at his position. The pieces around him are better in comparison to their position.
My argument to that is
you disagree. You think he makes Saquon better than
yes.
that
Saquon Barkley had a historic year thanks to Jalen Hurts. The same reason I think Derrick Henry had a historic year thanks to Lamar Jackson.
I think
Derrick Henry was on the open market. Aaron's like, nah, he's probably washed.
I think I don't know if I agree with you, but I don't think that's a ridiculous
I think some of that's true. With Saquon and Jalen, though, as much as I respect Jalen, and he helped, I would say it's because of that offensive line.
That's true too.
Yeah.
For Saquon,
and it's possible they all help each other.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, except for A.J. Brown.
No, I hate to say it. You're on timeout. You cannot say that on sports television, that it's a symbiotic relationship between the whole team. That doesn't play here, my friend. You can't do that. It's like saying Voldemort. You can't say it. They all help each other in the Eagles team.
Okay,
it's one person.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Harry
You know what
Potter
Wilds
reference.
is trying to do? Wilds is just trying to make sure Denzel wasn't talking about him.
There's no chance Denzel Washington was talking about me.
Well, then
first of all, I'm not
or
skinny.
me.
If he said there's some muscular guys, or bro,
let's keep
he's
going.
a skinny
Denzel,
guy.
if you're
that only
watching,
leaves
we
a
have
couple
some
of
mutual
guys.
friends. I
Is
think
it even
you'd
a
like
couple?
me. I think Denzel would like me. It doesn't seem like it though, but go ahead. Let's keep going.
If you didn't hear this, before we get to your other internet beef, Denzel Washington was upset about what he referred to as opinionaires, which I kind of liked.
Yeah.
And we didn't. He said there's some skinny kids out here, and we went through who's skinny and who's moderately young in the opinion game, Brew. You are skinny,
It
but
ain't
it's the
me.
young
He's
part.
seen Cowboy Brew. The young part.
Yeah. Not great for me.
Yeah, I don't know who it was.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's just
J-Mac?
keep going.
J-Mac. Could have been J-Mac. J-Mac's not skinny, though.
No, he's
and
ripped.
he's always showing off his
he's
guns.
exactly.
Is he ripped?
Yeah, he's ripped.
Shout
I
out
don't
to
know about
J-Mac.
ripped is a little strong.
No, he's ripped.
but
That's why he wore
cut.
that Cobra Kai thing for Halloween for the gun show. Yeah.
He goes to Lakers games in uniforms, which is ridiculous. J-Mac,
Is that
I
true?
said
True?
it. Yeah,
Wow.
it's ridiculous.
I would do that.
In like a Lakers jersey.
I didn't know that.
to show
All right,
off
we gotta
his
keep
little
going.
guns.
That's
This is
awesome, for the
unfair.
record.
ahead.
We end today's A block with a curious story. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk questioned the timing of Rashee Rice's suspension in a, quote, I'm not saying, I'm just saying article.
That's
Titled,
exactly
this
what-
is the real quote, why is Rashee Rice's case being delayed, question mark. Nick, you thought this was unscrupulous by Mr. Florio, and you hashed it out online and then over
Yeah,
the phone.
listen, he and I talked, and in Mike's defense, what Mike is saying is, hey, very important people in the NFL, not league office, but in the NFL, are the ones saying, I'm no conspiracy theorist, but this sure is fishy. So that's news. You know what I mean? And Mike and I talked. I vehemently disagree with him, but that's, so be it. Here is the short version of the take. There is no time, because the argument is they are delaying the suspension either to placate television partners or to help the Chiefs. Brew said yesterday, and I think a lot of people agree, I think the Chiefs actually agree with you and not me, that they'd rather it be immediate. And I said I actually like that he's going to be there at the beginning. You think it's bad for him, but it's arguable whether delaying it actually helps the Chiefs. The thing that is being presented as, but look at all these national TV games. And this is what I said to Mike, and this is what's so frustrating. Guys, the schedule's out there. Find me the pocket of games that Rashee Rice could be suspended that doesn't conflict with a bunch of national TV games. So we'll just show it to you real quick. First quarter of the season, which everyone's like, oh, the big YouTube game, our huge game on Fox, Sunday Night Football, and then the CBS game. Well, yeah, league TV partners don't want them suspended for that. What's the next four look like? Because it is the Chiefs. Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, kind of banal game, and then back on Monday Night Football. What's the next four group of games look like for the Chiefs? Biggest game of the year on CBS, another 4:30 game on CBS, a nondescript game, and then Thanksgiving against the Cowboys, which he now likely is going to miss. And then the last five, where because of flex, you don't really know what all these are going to be, but two guaranteed prime time, including Christmas Day. And here is the last and most important point, and this is what I said to Mike. There's not a single person that plans on watching the Kansas City Chiefs this year that's like, wait, Rashee's not playing, not watching the game. Like, it's a silly conspiracy theory for anyone, but it's laughable. And I love Rashee Rice, the player, that he's going to impact a television number. And so peddling it on the world's biggest football website, like I said to Mike, I think is bad for the league. That's it.
It's a nice compliment. World's biggest football?
I think Pro Football Talk is read by everyone. I think it's really important. That's all.
Good.
It is odd, though. I agree with you. No, I agree with you because I said I don't think it's good for the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why it is delayed. Can
I just tell you real quick?
Taylor's album?
No, it's delayed because the NFL wanted to implement a stiffer. The NFL and the NFLPA could not agree on the length because the NFL wants it to be longer than the NFLPA thinks is correct. So because of that, it has to go to this judge, and the judge said the first date I'm available is this. So, like, it's honestly, if you really dive into it, it's because, at least according to the NFLPA, the league wants a harsher penalty than they think is fair. So that's
He
what
should have
it
put
is.
that in the article, though.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.